All right. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rampage this morning because I'm seeing some things and reading some things that pissing me off. So I'm going to go on a rampage for a little bit. uh, First of all, let me just say this. And I'm not saying that I'm any kind of genius or anything like that by any means. But I'm hoping that some of you are actually starting to trust my judgment a little bit because I've pretty much been right about most of what I've been talking about. All right. I defended Doug from the beginning, saying I felt he was a stand up guy. I said I didn't trust Jared from the beginning. There was something about him that didn't ring right. Well, tell me that hasn't panned out. I defended Nick, saying that he came across as somebody who was telling the truth. And that also seems to be the case. I said it was Kylie at the vehicle based on her behavior, or based on the female's behavior. I said it was Kylie at the vehicle. According to Nick, it was Kylie at the vehicle. I said her car did not go in the lake on Friday night. And I said the cam footage was a bunch of crap. There are some that are still trying to hang on to that cam footage thing. Go back and look at my video that I did on that where I show 4 different cars doing the exact same thing as Kylie's supposed vehicle. You can still argue it if you want to, but I believe what Nick said. He's totally credible. Squirrel Girl was adamant that Nick was being truthful. Someone said, "Oh, are we sure that that's Nick?" Duh. You think she'd put that out without 100% verifying that it was Nick that she was talking to? Come on. God, people just like pick at things because there's certain things like you that believe in this cam footage just can't let go of it. It just cracks me up how stupid people can be. And believing in fairy tales, look, I believe in facts. I don't believe in ambiguous cam footage or ambiguous statements or things that can't be proven. I think it can be proven that Kylie's vehicle didn't go into the lake on Friday night, just like I said. I said when they came out with the news release saying that Kylie's case had been ruled an accident. I said at the time, the investigation is complete. They would not have come out with that determination if CHP was still investigating it. People argued with me. Oh, but guess what? How much? Oh yeah, and I said at the time, I said, I guarantee you, they will not hold a press conference now and face the public. We will see no more information on this case. All right, so tell me, where was I wrong on that? How much more information have they divulged since that time? Not a word. Oh, it appears I was right again. People kept arguing with me, saying, no, it's still investigating. CHP still No, they would not have been able to rule it an accident if CHP had not completed their investigation. Now look, some of you think that you're really, really good sleuths, but you don't know the first thing about how the justice system works, how law enforcement works, and you're not as big a sleuth as you think you are. Now there's some good ones out there. There's some good ones. Squirrel Girl is one of them. And there are some others that don't go off on a tangent chasing phantoms or ghosts or rabbits, rascally rabbits. A lot of you do, though. A lot of you think that you got it all under control. You know exactly what's going on, and you don't know the first thing about investigating a crime. And like I said, I'm not a genius, but I've investigated a lot of crimes. I know how it goes, and I know how to separate fact from fluff. And a lot of you don't know how to do that. See, the thing is, you've got to be willing to let go of preconceived ideas that don't pan out. I've had ideas that I've been, the evidence has shown, oh, okay, well, I wasn't wrong. I wasn't right on that one. But all the stuff that I have just mentioned, I was right on. And I will continue to be right. Like I said, in the long run, you're going to see that I know what I'm talking about, people. I know what I'm talking about. All right? And I'm not really trying to brag, or maybe I am a little bit. But you know what? I have a right to. Because I've been right. I'm just saying, I know what I'm doing when it comes to investigating things, what I know from separating flack from fluff. Oh, and by the way, if you saw the post that I did a little bit ago, I ran the VIN number. I was able to find the poster one of the posters that, actually there's a couple of posters that had the VIN number from Cotty's vehicle on there, and I ran it. I ran the VIN. Turns out, the 2009 through 2013 models of the Honda CR-V do not have a sunroof option. Imagine that. Sammy was wrong? Perish the thought. I'm just wondering why she threw that in there about Cotty's vehicle having a sunroof, which shows how close of friends they were. She knew all about her vehicle, knew it had a sunroof when it didn't. Now, I don't know if that was Kylie's vehicle that they actually pulled out of the water, but the vehicle that they pulled out of the water also did not have a sunroof. Imagine that. So, here's the thing that's currently pissing me off, just in case you're wondering. People come out and attacking Doug, saying, oh, he knew this a year ago. Listen, Doug's a stand-up dude, man. I can read body language, I can read tone of voice, I can read rate of speech, all of these things I've been trained to do. I said Nick came across as being credible. Appears I was right. I think Doug comes across as being credible. And, as I think I've already stated, I said from the beginning, Jared never came across to me as being upfront. There was always something about him that I don't like this guy. I don't trust him. I couldn't tell you what it was just the vibe I got. You can even get a vibe from people via video. Of course, it's much stronger in person when you talk to them in person. But even during video, there's a certain vibe that you can get from people. Now, I saw some videos yesterday and this morning of people attacking Doug, claiming that he knew all this was going on the whole time. Okay, how do you know this? What evidence can you show me that Doug knew this was going on the whole time? I tend to take people at their word unless they give me reason to distrust them. And once they give me reason to distrust them, I have a hard time trusting them again. They have to really prove themselves to me. Doug has never given me one moment's pause that he is an honest and truthful person. Yeah, he has a shaded past, like I said, but he's changed his life and he's proud of that. He's proud of the man that he's become and the family man that he's become. And it's because he is a family man. It is because he has daughters, like he said, that he had to leave. So, those of you who are accusing him of having prior knowledge of this, please show me proof of that. Please show me, first of all, that Doug had access to the emails that AWP received. Doug doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would even mess with that, honestly. You got to remember, Jared was in charge. This is his company. He was in charge of all that. As far as I understand it, there was only two people that ever answered emails, and that was Jared and his office staff. One of the people in his office staff. Nick Wren never answered them that I know of. Doug never answered them that I know of. I don't think that Doug had any idea what was going on prior to all this coming out. So show me proof. Show me proof that Doug had prior knowledge. Don't just make accusations. Don't just make stupid statements. Based on what? Based on what? The fact that this had been going on for some time and there have been email exchanges between Jared and the victims. Wasn't it Jared that made the statement that, everybody was aware of this? I call BS on that crap. Jared's going to do everything he can to try to save face, because I believe he's a dishonest person at the core. Do you realize what kind of character flaw you have to commit an act like that against a 9 or 10-year-old when you're 17 and basically an adult? You don't think that carries over? Oh, look at his SEC charges. Look at the prior lawsuits that have been filed against him. Look at all the accusations made by prior employees about his greed. Yeah. Doug has never come across to me like that. I take Doug at his word. I have no reason not to. Those of you that don't, those of you who are outright attacking him, you have no right to do so unless you have absolute proof. Do you have absolute proof that he had access to the emails? Do you have absolute proof that he had access to the conversations that were going on between Jared and the victims? If you don't, shut the hell up. You could be opening yourself up for a lawsuit, saying stuff like that, making accusations like that without any basis of fact. Now, if you have proof, I'll change my mind and I'll apologize. But you're going to have to show me proof. You're going to have to show me proof that Doug knew about this prior to all of this coming out. All right, if you can do that, that's cool. Then I'll stand down, I'll apologize, and I'll admit I'm wrong. I don't have a problem with that. But if you can't, like I said, shut the hell up. Cool? All right, well, that's all I basically wanted to say. Again, I encourage everybody, if you haven't watched that video about the cartel that I posted, and I did post the link in the comments, and I know that link works. I've clicked on it myself, and it takes me right to the video. The one that was in the actual post, you can still get it to work. All you have to do is copy and paste it into into the URL of your browser. It'll work, but it's just easier to click on it, so I put it in the comments. A couple people asked me to do that, so I did. So it is accessible to everybody now. I encourage you to watch it because it goes right along with what we've been talking about the last few videos about what may have happened to Kylie. Also, too, like I said, I posted the community post a little bit ago about Kylie's vehicle and that it did not have a sunroof, according to the VIN. So there was one other thing I was going to mention, but I don't remember what it was. Must not have been that important. But look, people, I'm just saying, when I make an absolute statement, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. All right. If it's a theory, like I said yesterday, this theory about Kylie maybe being trafficked, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just saying that more and more the evidence is leaning that direction. And I really think there needs to be an investigation launched into where she may be in Mexico. All right. I'm making some phone calls today and attempting to see what can be done. Because when you're dealing with the cartel in Mexico, you're walking on very dangerous ground. In fact, law enforcement officials down there are afraid to deal with them. We've asked some if they would help, but it basically flat out said, I'm not messing with the Sinaloa cartel. So finding Kylie, maybe if she is still alive down there somewhere, may be extremely difficult. And so I am contacting some people to see if we do have some people down there who can infiltrate. But it might be a long shot. I'm just being honest. If she is alive, I want nothing more than to find her, rescue her, and bring her home. But, well, not home, because I don't want her to be anywhere around Lindsay and Tony from here on out. But at least bring her back to the U.S. and maybe put her in some kind of protection program. Honestly, don't know what can be done, folks. I really don't. I hate to be say things something so depressing, but I'm just being honest and being real. Because I know when you're dealing with those people down there, when you're dealing with the cartel, they have unlimited resources. They have unlimited weapons. They run things down there. The government does not. The cartels run everything down there. Nothing comes across the border, whether it's people or drugs or whatever it is, nothing comes across the border without permission of the cartel. So it's going to be a rough road trying to find her. It really is. But one thing I can promise is that those of us involved are going to try to do everything we can to see if we can make it happen. Okay? So we'll just see how things go. We'll see how it goes with the investigation that's going on with the law enforcement agencies in that area. And hopefully we'll start seeing some fruit from that endeavor. All right, folks. That's all I got for today. Talk to you later.